I told you all she was a fraud. Look at her. She can't even look me in the eye. You really thought a girl like her could win the debate project on her own? Please. She stole it from me. The crowd gasps. Students pull out phones. Lexi points an accusatory finger right in my face. I raise my hands defensively, terrified. Admit it, Jasmine. You're just a liar playing the victim. See that girl backed against the lockers, looking like she's about to throw up? Yeah, that's me, Jasmine. And the girl looking like she's about to tear my head off, that's Lexi. Truth is, I've been dreading this moment all semester. Context: Lexi and I are both up for the student council presidency, but while Lexi was born into the legacy, I had to fight just to get inside the building. Lexi's dad practically owns the alumni board. My dad? He works double shifts just to keep the lights on. It felt like no matter how hard I studied, I was always 2 steps behind her bank account. So I kept my struggles to myself. I thrifted my blazers to look the part. I stayed late to use the school Wi-Fi. I've been faking perfect for 3 years now, trying to prove I belong here on merit, not money. But this week, I didn't have the resources to build the final model, so I relied on my blueprints. And now, here we are. What's the matter? Can't defend yourself? Everyone knows people like you have to steal to get ahead. Step down, Jasmine. Save yourself the embarrassment. I didn't steal anything. Lexi, please. Save it. You're finished. I thought my life was over. I was ready to run away and never come back. But little did I know, the person I least expected was watching, and he saw everything. Wait, don't go anywhere. Everything was about to change. Before we dive deeper, if stories about fairness, second chances, and real human emotions mean something to you, take a moment to subscribe. It helps this little corner of the internet grow, and it tells me you believe in equality just as much as I do. And honestly, only people who don't care about fairness skip the subscribe button, and I know you're not one of them. Now, let's get back to the story. The auditorium lights felt hotter than usual, baking the nerves right into my skin. This was my one shot at the scholarship, my one shot at a future that didn't involve drowning in debt. I'm not here to promise you a new vending machine. I'm here because I know what it means to work for everything you have. I know what it's like to stay in the library until the janitor kicks you out because you don't have Wi-Fi at home. I want a student council that fights for every student, not just the ones who can afford the tickets to the fundraisers. There was a ripple of applause, genuine, warm. I felt a fleeting moment of pride, but then the air shifted. The click-clack of designer heels echoed against the stage. Lexi. That was sweet, Jasmine. Really. It's adorable to have dreams. But let's be real. Northwood High needs leadership, not a charity case. You need a president who understands how to manage large budgets, how to network with the alumni board, and how to represent this school with a certain caliber of excellence. She paused, letting the silence stretch. Look, Jasmine is a hard worker, clearly, but do we really want a president who is so distracted by her own personal limitations that she can't focus on yours? We need someone who belongs at the table, not someone begging for scraps underneath it. Vote for vision. Vote for Lexi. The applause erupted, louder, sharper than mine. I realized this wasn't just a rivalry. It was a war. The front door to our apartment always stuck. Inside, the cool, sterile air of the school felt a universe away. That the future Madam President? Dad was at the stove, still wearing his mechanic's uniform. I don't know, Dad. The speech was okay, but the competition is fierce. Fierce is good. Fierce keeps you sharp. But you've got something they don't, Jazz. A bank account in the negatives? You have grit, Jasmine. These kids you're up against, if the road gets bumpy, they call a driver. You learned how to change the tire before you could even reach the pedals. That's not a weakness, that's your weapon. Lexi practically told the whole school I was begging for scraps. What if she's right? What if I'm just embarrassing myself, trying to be something I'm not? She's scared. She sees a girl who doesn't need a safety net to fly, and it terrifies her. Listen to me. That scholarship isn't about who has the best shoes. It's about who has the best mind. I picked up extra shifts at the garage this week. We're going to get you that new blazer for the debate. Dad, no! You need that money for rent. I need my daughter to walk onto that stage looking like the winner she is. You get that scholarship, you go to that university, and you never look back. That's the dream, right? Yeah, that's the dream. By third period, the atmosphere in the hallway had shifted. Conversations stopped abruptly as I passed. My phone buzzed. A text from Harper. Don't look at the group chat. Naturally, I looked. A screenshot was circulating, a fabricated email thread that supposedly showed me buying my winning debate speech from an online essay mill. The caption read, "Is our scholarship genius actually a fraud?" I hurried toward the lockers. I rounded the corner and froze. Harper was standing toe-to-toe with Chase. Chase looked troubled. I'm just saying, the timestamps match up, Harper. If she really didn't write it, the council needs to know. It's an honor code violation. Are you actually listening to yourself? You've seen Jasmine's study. She doesn't have a credit card to buy essays, Chase. Lexi is a snake in a Gucci belt. If you're going to let a clearly faked screenshot change how you see Jasmine, then maybe you aren't the guy she thinks you are. I stepped back. Hearing Chase doubt me hurt worse than the whispers, but I had to keep moving. If I stopped now, Lexi won. Scene transition. The debate room. The moderator in echoey PA voice. The topic is resource allocation for student clubs. It was my strongest subject. I walked to the podium. I flipped my binder open. My stomach turned to ice. The binder was empty. The color-coded sheets, the index cards, gone. I looked up. Lexi was at the opposing podium, a small, poisonous smirk on her face. She knew. Ms. Martinez, your opening statement. You have 2 minutes. You have grit, my dad's voice echoed. I slammed the empty binder shut. We talk about budget cuts like they are abstract numbers, but I know what a budget cut looks like. It looks like the art club using dried-out markers because the funding went to repaving the faculty parking lot. It looks like the debate team, this team, having to fundraise for basic supplies while other schools get grants. In the second row, I saw Chase. He was leaning forward. He realized I wasn't reading. He realized a fraud couldn't do what I was doing right now. The image of Jasmine's white-knuckled grip on that empty binder was burned into my retinas. I knew Jasmine. She didn't just lose notes. That was theft. I sat in the back of the cafeteria, watching Lexi laugh. Did you see her face? Just wait until the blueprint submission tomorrow. She won't know what hit her. My stomach turned. This was a demolition job. I slipped away to the empty debate club room. In the back corner stood the secure cabinet where the blueprints were stored. If Lexi was planning an encore, this was the only target left. I reached into my bag and pulled out a small sports camera. I wedged it behind a stack of encyclopedias. Your move, Lexi. The afternoon sun slanted through the library. Lexi cornered Harper. What do you want, Lexi? I actually needed to give you this. She slid a heavy silver key across the table. I found it in the girls' bathroom, right after Jasmine left. That's a lie. Jasmine wouldn't steal a key. I didn't say she stole it, but Harper, come on. We all saw what happened at the debate. She froze. Desperation makes people do messy things. I'm giving this to you so you can put it back before she does something that ruins her life. Just talk to her. I was in chemistry when my phone vibrated. A screenshot of a text conversation was circulating. Jasmine M., I don't care what it takes. I need that blueprint. If Lexi wins, I'm dead. Just do it. I stared at the screen. I never sent those texts. Before I could process it, a message popped up from Lexi. Everyone knows what you did. Meet me in the main hallway after the final bell, unless you want me to take this straight to the principal. I looked up. Harper was staring at me, her face pale with doubt. Lexi was isolating me. The bell rang. I had two choices, run home and hide or walk into the lion's den. I texted back, I'll be there. The main hallway was no longer a thoroughfare. It was an arena. A wall of bodies blocked the exits. Lexi stood in the center, holding my debate blueprints like a weapon. There she is, the girl who thinks she's better than everyone just because she has a sad backstory. Tell them, Jasmine. Tell them how you broke into the debate room. I didn't. Lexi, stop lying. You know I didn't send those texts. We all saw the screenshots. Withdraw from the race, Jasmine. Confess and step down, or I swear I will make sure you never get into any college. My vision blurred. I could see the principal pushing through. It was over. I opened my mouth to quit. Wait! Chase shoved his way through the wall of students. You want the truth? Then watch the screens. He tapped his phone. The digital monitors lining the hallway flickered and went black. Then a video feed snapped into focus. The timestamp read, yesterday, 4:15 p.m. The figure in the frame was unmistakable. Lexi, kneeling in front of the cabinet, shimmying the lock with a nail file. The video continued. Lexi grabbed my folder, shoved it in her bag, and pulled out a burner phone to fake the texts. The hallway went dead silent. The phones whipped around, focusing on Lexi. Her smug smile disintegrated. No, that's edited. It's deepfake. He's lying. Game over, Lexi. Miss Vanderwall, my office, now. Lexi looked small for the first time. As the doors swung shut behind her, the hallway erupted. It wasn't mocking anymore. It was a roar of vindication. Harper slammed into me, sobbing. I knew it. I knew she was a snake. I'm so sorry I let her get in my head, Jazz. It's okay. We won. The crowd thinned. I saw Chase leaning against the lockers. He walked over, shy now. So, that was a lot. You saved me. You didn't have to. I couldn't stay out of it. Not after I saw you at the debate. You were up there with nothing but your brain and your guts. Lexi had all the money, and she still had to cheat to keep up. That's not just talent. That's integrity. And that's worth more than anything her dad could buy. So, now that you're definitely going to be Madam President, do you think you'd have time to grab a burger with a guy who's really bad at hiding cameras? I laughed. I looked down at my thrifted blazer, then up at Chase. I think I can make time. As we walked out of the school doors into the afternoon sun, I didn't feel like the poor girl pretending to be rich. I felt like the girl who had walked through the fire and came out holding the gold. And for the first time, it was all mine. If this story touched you in any way, made you think, made you feel, or reminded you that everyone deserves fairness, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Share your thoughts in the comments too. I love reading your perspective because I've got more beautiful stories coming, stories that speak to the heart and remind us why kindness still matters.